In this, we'll see how do we differentiate the different stages of sleep. Okay, sleep in general is divided into two phases. One is NREM, the other one is REM stage. NREM stage, if you the expansion is non-rapid eye movement sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement sleep. It is a single stage. NREM phase is divided into four stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4. Stage 1 and 2 are called light sleep. As a person enters from stage 1, 2, and as he enters 3 and 4, he is entering into a deep sleep. Stage 3 and 4 are considered as a deep sleep stages. So there's only one stage in rapid eye movement sleep, and NREM stages are for phases further divided into four stages. And if you see throughout the night, if a person is sleeping for about 7 to 8 hours, if you consider the different phases in percentage wise, out of uh, the total 8 hours, 75 to 80% of the time is spent in NREM stage. The remaining 20 to 25% the person spends in REM sleep. And if you observe the brain activity during the NREM stage, it is reducing. But in REM, the person's brain activity is very similar to the person who's awake. Clear? So even though the person is in deep sleep, his brain activity is very high. That is why we call it as REM sleep. Is also called as paradoxical sleep. Okay, so we also call it as paradoxical sleep, meaning brain activity is like brain is very active, but his but he is in a state of sleep. Your NREM sleep is called as slow wave sleep because we usually record delta waves. So if you see the EEG pattern in NREM phase, we see delta waves. That is mostly in stage 3 and 4 we find delta waves. That is why delta waves are actually high amplitude low frequency waves. That is why we also called it as slow wave sleep. And if you observe the REM stage, I told you the person's brain is very active. It's almost similar to awake. Similarly, we find beta waves. Beta waves in EEG is normally found when a person is alert and awake, right? So we see beta waves, very fast waves of low amplitude, like very fast waves, but amplitude or the height of the wave is less. If you observe here, the amplitude is very high. So we get this kind of waves. It's called beta waves, which we see in REM sleep. The dreams are less frequent in NREM sleep, and there is a vivid dreaming which happens in REM stage, meaning the dreaming actually happens in REM phase. And in NREM sleep, there is to some extent the person dreams, but what happens is we cannot recollect the dream what is happening in NREM phase. So there is no recollection, but the main thing in NREM phases, the person dreams, but it is less frequent and there is no recollection. But in REM stage, we can recollect dreaming here. And if you observe the muscle tone, it is reduced, but it is almost absent in REM sleep. Clear? The muscle tone is in both NREM and REM, it is reduced. But when you compare the muscle tone between NREM and REM, in REM phase, it's very like less, meaning more reduction of tone happens in REM phase. If you observe other bodily parameters like heart rate, blood pressure, respirate, they're all reduced in NREM sleep. But in REM phase, remember they become irregular. Meaning, see now, imagine when a person is sleeping. Okay, the person is sleeping and is dreaming. There is some a bad dream or a scary dream. So what will happen? In dream also, his brain is actively thinking about the scenarios, clear, and his heart rate, blood pressure, respiratory rate, everything fluctuates. That is why if you there's no what do you call that, a standard or a set heart rate, pulse rate, and heart rate and all, what happens is it becomes irregular. So the mainly why do we need NREM sleep is it provides mainly the physical rest and it is concerned with the declarative memory. And REM phase, if you observe, it provides the mental rest. That calm effect when you wake up the next day morning is because of the REM phase, and it is mainly concerned with the procedural or emotional memory. Mainly the consolidation happens during the REM stage, and declarative memory mainly the consolidation of this happens during the NREM sleep. Hope you have understood the difference between NREM and REM sleep. Remember, mainly dreaming happens in REM phase, and remember, because of that, the heart rate, pulse rate, everything is irregular, right? And the brain activity is very fast. Yeah, it's almost very similar to the person as if it's the brain status or the brain activity is very similar to the person who is awake. clear? In NREM, that is what is required for the slow wave sleep, and delta waves are recorded, and all your heart rate, muscle tone, all these are reduced